my beautiful people, what's up? Welcome to another Talking Tuesday video. Today, I want to talk to you guys about Valentine's Day. Now, I know that Valentine's Day was last week, and I kind of missed it, but I have a perfectly good explanation for this. As you guys can tell, I have a completely different background, and that is because I moved. So, with the process of moving, I didn't really have time to sit down and film, and on top of that, I didn't get internet till Friday, so I was literally left alone with no internet for about 6 days, I want to say, a little bit more than that, I don't really know. Maybe a week, because from Saturday to Sunday, maybe, regardless, doesn't matter. But yeah, so I didn't have internet, I couldn't sit down and film, I didn't have time to edit, I didn't have time to do anything because unpacking and everything takes time. So I'm still not unpacked, but I have space to film now. I have a couch in my room, which means, guys, that's right, this is gonna be the permanent spot for my videos to be filmed. Alright, so now that I've explained myself, I want to talk to you guys about Valentine's Day because it was last Tuesday. Let's just sit down and talk. So, I don't know how your Valentine's Day was, but mine was pretty lonely. Basically, the rundown on my day is I woke up at 4 in the morning, went to work 5 to 1, like the usual. Then came home, my sister dropped me off from work. Well, she picked me up and then she came here. We were home for about, I want to say, an hour and a half together because she goes to the daycare where she works from 3 to 5:30, something like that. So between 2:30 and 6, I was home alone. And I saw that, I don't remember what channel, I think it's AMC, was playing Titanic. Titanic is one of my all-time favorite movies, so I decided to sit down and watch the entire movie. My sister then came home around 6, and her boyfriend came around 7, I want to say. And then they headed off at 7:30 for the dinner reservations at 8. So from that point on, I was then watching Titanic for the second time in a day because it was literally on repeat on that channel. It was Titanic after Titanic after Titanic. And it's a 4-hour movie that expands into a 6-hour movie or about a 5-hour movie with commercials. So that was fun. Now, I was feeling quite lonely and sad because everyone around me is in relationships. My brother's married, my sister has a boyfriend whom she believes is the one, and I know that he's the one. He's already talked to me about the engagement. So there's that. Then you have my parents who are happily married for 30 years. So there you go, yet another couple around me. Then everyone at work either had a date or they have boyfriends or whatever, and that leaves me with my lonesome self. So usually every Valentine's Day I spend it with my best friend, my chummy, because we tend to be single on Valentine's Day. As sad as that is, it is true. We are each other's Valentine's Day dates every year because of that reason. So this year, because I was in the process of moving, she is in the process of moving and is dealing with some personal issues, so we didn't actually get to celebrate Valentine's Day together this year. We usually buy each other's favorite chocolates, and then we give each other stuffed animals, and throughout the day we like to send each other really cheesy and like very wrong Valentine's Day cards. This year we actually kept the tradition with sending each other those Valentine's Day cards, but we didn't meet up and go out just chilling. Like sometimes she'll come over to my house and we'll watch movies, or sometimes we'll go out for coffee, but we tend to spend it together. And this year, because everything just sort of happened all this month, we didn't spend it together. Now, what I actually really want to talk about is the fact that Valentine's Day is, I mean, it's a sweet holiday to celebrate. For those in relationships, you get to show your significant other how much you truly love them and appreciate them. But in my personal opinion, maybe it's because I've been single for so many years and that I've spent my Valentine's Day with my best friend so many years, but I feel like Valentine's Day is just a Hallmark holiday, basically, where you just spend a bunch of money on crap that nobody ever really wants. and will end up throwing out in years to come. I feel like you should show the person you're with that you love them on a regular basis and not just on Valentine's Day, and like give them like roses and chocolates and a little teddy bear. And yeah, I feel like if you feel like doing something special for your significant other, buy them some roses, buy them some flowers. Or if you know that your boyfriend likes some sort of chocolate, buy him that, or like a little bag of chips or something. You just be like, just because I love you. But Valentine's Day comes around and everyone goes crazy. They're just like, I need to show them I love them, I need to get them flowers, I need to get them this, I need to get them that. And it's like, chill. Seriously, chill. Like, it's just Valentine's Day. It's not that special. Maybe I'm just saying it because I'm being extremely, what's the word? Let's just go with extremely lonely. Because I am. Now, don't get me wrong, Valentine's Day is a great holiday to spend with a significant other because you show each other how much you love each other, and yes, yada yada yada. But in my personal opinion, you should be showing each other how much you love them on a regular basis, or at least like once a month or whatever, just because, or whenever you feel like, you know what, I really love this person, I just want to show them how much I love them, and do something a little special for them, like maybe give them a home-cooked meal, or take them out to dinner, or, you know, I don't know, surprise them with their favorite chocolate or whatever. But, I mean, it's good to have this one holiday because people tend to get wrapped up in a lot of things such as work or school or just life in general, and don't tend to show people how much they truly love and appreciate them. So in a way, I guess Valentine's Day is a good day, but in a way it's not. I don't really know. Now, don't get me wrong, I did have some offers for Valentine's Day, so I wasn't, you know, spending it without any offers. It's just the offers that I got were just not up my alley. Now, I will give you guys a rundown as to basically why I chose to be single for this Valentine's Day, or dateless for this Valentine's Day. Basically, I had two guys ask me to be their Valentine's this year, one of which is a guy whom I have already talked about on this channel before. I'm not going to give him a name, he's just going to be the guy. So a rundown, basically, we were talking about 2 years ago over the summer. He messaged me first on Facebook, we knew each other from high school, and then we were talking for some bit. He then ended up asking me out on a date. I was very hesitant to go on this date with him, only because like I'm a very shy person, and being alone with a guy who I really like actually causes me a lot of anxiety. And yeah, but I said a yes anyways, and he told me to be ready for 7 o'clock. I messaged him the day of the date. He told me he was coming, don't worry about it, all good stuff. About 5:30, I want to say, I messaged him again, and he said he was just hopping in the shower and he'll be on his way. We were going to the drive-in, so you need to get there quite early to get a decent parking spot. And 7 o'clock comes rolling around, and he's not answering my messages. I asked where he was, if he was on his way, no response. 7:30, no response. 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, no response from him at all. Then about a week, so he stood me up on the date. He didn't text me that entire week until my best friend actually convinced me to text him first. So I did. We had plans for him to come to my best friend's birthday the following weekend after he stood me up. And Friday night comes around, we're talking, everything's fine. Saturday night comes around, I text him, ask him if he's on his way, and no response. And so, yeah, at this point I was kind of pissed off with him because you not only just stood me up for a date, you told me we were gonna go on. And then Saturday comes around, I was expecting him to show up for my best friend's birthday, and he decided to flop on me again. He didn't message me for about 3 months after that. I sent him a text telling him basically how I felt, and he didn't respond to it at all. Then 3 months passed by, he messages me, and he's been trying ever since to get back with me, but I've been burnt one too many times by him. Hurt is a very light word to use with that. So he actually asked me earlier on in the week, or over the weekend, he asked me if I had plans on Valentine's Day, and I said no, I'm just gonna sit home, watch movies. And then he was like, well, do you want to be my Valentine? And I kind of just looked at the text and I was like, huh, no, because that's not gonna happen. Now the next date that I had who asked me, he's actually someone who comes to my work on a regular basis. I ended up giving him my phone. I'm one of those people where if I'm gonna date someone, I wanna date someone who I can see somewhat of a future with. I basically look for a Polish guy who speaks English, has a Polish family, can speak fluent Polish, whatever. And so this guy was perfect, you know, he's Polish, awesome, he spoke Polish, great stuff. Gave him my number. Turns out the kid only speaks Polish. Who would have thunk? So he doesn't speak a lick of English, and that's an issue for me because I mean I speak fluently in Polish, don't get me wrong. I mean, there are some words that I find quite difficult to speak with, or in a sentence I'm looking for a word but I can't find the translation for it. But I never went to Polish school, so that means that I have absolutely no experience in the reading or the written part of the Polish language. I can read a little bit. My mom texts me in Polish, and my aunts and uncles text me in Polish, but I cannot respond to save my life. So this kid messaged me, and he was like talking to me in Polish, and I messaged him back in English. He only speaks Polish, so when we text, it's only in Polish. And now that's not the only reason why I didn't want to go on a date with him or be his Valentine. Basically, if I don't message him literally like a minute after he sends me a message, he'll message me again. And if I don't respond to him within 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes, he'll send me a question mark. Then if I don't respond to the question mark, he will text me again later, about 20 minutes later, maybe 15, maybe 5 minutes later, asking why I don't respond to his messages. And then when I do finally respond, he'll be like, well, why didn't you respond to the messages beforehand? Or he'll always go back to, why don't you message me? And he now has me on Facebook. So if I don't answer his text messages, he will call me on Facebook. He'll send me a chat on Facebook. He'll poke me on Facebook. He'll start liking my Instagram pictures, my Facebook pictures. And I'm like, bro, man, chill. I don't need that clinginess though, because I ain't about that life. That's why Anna was single on Valentine's Day, because both her options were big no's. But oh well, what's another year being single? My mommy sent me a Valentine's Day text, so I got a Valentine's Day text from my mom. I got a Valentine's Day text from 2 of my friends. And my sister's boyfriend sent me a silly Valentine's Day card, so that was great and fun. But other than that, yeah, my Valentine's Day was great. I watched Titanic twice. Basically, this Talking Tuesday was just me ranting to you guys about how crappy my Valentine's Day was. Also my opinion on Valentine's Day. So anyways, so that is all I have for today. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit the little red button down below to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. In the comments down below, let me know how you guys spent your Valentine's Day. I am dying for some sort of like lovey-dovey comment or something. Make me feel like I'm in a relationship or something, guys, please. Anyways, I'll leave all my social media links down below or in this corner right over here, so you guys give me a cheeky little follow on all of those. And that is it. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!